anger, feelings of hopelessness come into play, depression and anxiety about not knowing what was going to happen. One thing about having a traumatic brain injury is dealing with all of the side effects that come with that. I can now look back at and identify those, but when you're in the middle of it, you don't see it. There were points in my life that I was scared. We were pushing out south of Samara, and we were the lead vehicle that day. You couldn't see any tracks or anything like that, and the next thing I know, just this massive bright light and just being ejected. That was the last thing that I remember. I was unconscious and in the hospital for a couple weeks. A lot of the doctors were not on my side as far as wanting that comeback, but it was definitely something that I had set my mind to. And so after a lengthy recovery and getting the blessings of the neurologist and all of the staff at the TBI center, was returned to full duty. In total, took part in over 600 special operations and conventional missions across the course of my career. I literally went from all of those deployments, all of those injuries, right into civilian life, and that was just like being blindsided. But I had not done the work that I needed to do to make this transition. Going from an elite warrior to riding a cubicle in civilian world, that was a huge culture shock. And I hadn't completely recovered from the brain injury either. Continued to just try to ranger on. One of my coworkers was a retired old sergeant major. And so I filled him in and I said, hey, I've had 2 traumatic brain injuries, you know I'm medically retired. I'm suffering from something, I don't know what it is, but just keep an eye on me. So I passed out and just hit the floor, and luckily he was with me. And so at that time, he sat me down and was like, hey man, you can't continue. Like, something is going on. A seizure is what I was having with a blackout associated to it, a side effect of the brain injuries. I started to work on my health, plugged into the Des Moines VA, and started on the pathway to getting help for all of my injuries. Now I can at least name what's happening to me. And so they say you have to name it to tame it. I think with the help of great therapists, great psychologists and team at the VA, they helped to kind of open that up for me. That's where it started, and then I'm continuing to do the work, and will probably continue to do the work the rest of my life. I'm not a victim. I'm in control of what's going on and getting help both physically and mentally for my physiological injuries as well as my psychological injuries.